Hello, everyone. I welcome all of you to session 3 of the crash course on the Scratch. Let's begin with the opening prayers. I request all of you to join your
Hello,
hands.
everyone. I welcome all of
Close.
you to session.
Close your eyes, keep your back straight, and chant with me, but with your mics on mute. Oh, oh. Om Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. With that, let's begin today's class. Again, we'll be starting with a new program or a new project. So you click on create. So before we actually begin doing something, let me tell you in short what we have planned for today, at least the first project. Our first project is going to be a table reciter in one sense. So give it a number and it will give you the tables. That is, 2 times 2 is that 4. So that is what it will do. So, if you'd like to, then you can think of changing the background and the sprite. So, I'll give you a minute and you can choose a background of your choice. And you can also change the sprite. Okay. So if you're here, then let's begin. You can also rename this. Let's call it tables, or you can call it anything that you would like to call it. With that, let's start with the very first step. So, as usual, we'll start with this first block, which is when flag is clicked. So you drag it, drop it here, now, we first, like I told you, you first want to know which table the person wants, right? Whether he wants 2 tables or 8 tables or 16 tables. So we're going to first ask for it. So you're going to go to sensing and you're going to drop this ask block. But here, you'll not ask for its name, rather, which times table shall I do? This is what you can ask. Or if you can think of a different version of the same question, you can have it as well. Now, what we'll do is create a couple of variables. Let's start with the very first variable. We'll call it table. And this will be the number, the answer to this question. That will be tables. So if I say, if I answer 8, then it will give me 8 tables. So that is table. And we'll make another variable. This is called counter. So to quickly tell you, in this class, we'll be using something we learned in the previous class. That is the repeat or the loop. So we'll also that also something connected to the previous class, and we'll be learning something new. We'll have both of it together to do it. So what is counter? Counter is, so you have 8 tables, but it's 8 ones, 8 8 twos, 16. So this 1 2 3, you can have it, you can have how many ever you'd like. So you can have 8 tables like until 8 20s are, right? So that is counter. I don't want to show counter on my screen, so I'm going to remove that. But what we will do now is to say set table to the answer to the first question. So which times table shall I do? So that will be the answer. That answer will be what is basically what will be stored in this variable table. Now we'll be using a completely new block, something that we haven't used so far. You'll find it in control. So if you remember last time we used if and else. Can someone who remembers the name tell me what it's called? It's called something. So when you let the computer decide what to do or choose a path based on our response, it's called something.
It's called concatenation, right?
No, that is when you join different strings together. That's called concatenation. It's like making a choice. That's your clue. So I'll tell you then. I'll give you one more second to think. If you can't remember, then I'll tell you. It's called selection. So remember, I told you how the different paths and the computer selects one of it based on your response. So that is to quickly revise what we learned in the previous class. But now we'll be using another block. Don't drag it already. I'll just show you these related blocks and I'll tell you how different they are and if they're similar, how they're similar. So today's class, one of the most important things or the most important term we learn is the loop. So what is a loop? Rather than writing the same code 100 times or even 10 times, we will simply write it once and tell the computer to repeat this step 10 times or 100 times or how many ever times you want to. So that is called repeat. So here you will see that repeat 10. So you can change it to anything like 20. So whatever code you write inside this repeat block will be repeated by the computer, will be followed 20 times. And if you say forever, then it'll keep doing it. So there's no end to it. It'll simply keep doing it. But if you say repeat until, then it's like an event. So, or if it's like a condition met. So until this condition is met or until this happens, keep doing it. And once it's done, then you stop. So for this game, we'll be using the first one, which is repeat 20. But we'll have it here. Another step we'll have to do is to set counter to 1. Why 1? Because we'll start from the first step, right? So think of tables like 2 ones are 2. So we'll start from 1 and then go to 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that is counter. So we'll start from 1. Now we'll say repeat. How many times do you want it to repeat? But now let's say 10 because 1, 2, 3 and so on till 2 tens are 20. So until 10. Now you want to say set answer to. We'll have to create a new variable. This is called answer. So what is this? It's like 2 twos are 4. So 4 is the answer. So we'll also not display that. We'll say set answer to. And what is the answer? We'll be using the operators. And out of these 4, if someone remembers, if we are, what do you think is most relevant here? What do you think we will use?
Multiplication.
Very nice. And that is the third one with the star. So let's take it here for now. And what do you think we'll add here? Do you think we'll go keep adding like one by one? We'll have it like 2, we'll type 2 here and then 1 here and then do it. Set answer to this. Do you think or do you think there's another method to do this? What do you feel? Think about it. Is there a different method that we can do? Okay, let me tell you. So in this, I'm going to remove both of these. We're going to add table first and counter here. So can you think of it now? So you have, what is table? It's the number that you choose. So 8 or 9. So the tables of which number? That is the table. So it's 9. Now what is counter? It's that 1, 2, 3. So how many times are you multiplying that number? So that is counter. So now we're going to add it here. So now it's going to multiply, let's say 8 into 1 and then 2. But how are we going to make it work like that? Like first do 1, then do 2. We have a step for that. What we'll do is we'll say first, let's say once it's now, for now, what is counter? Can someone see and tell me here? What is counter here? You can see it on your screen. So counter is set 1. Excellent. So now we'll say go to looks and get a say. And remember, like the last time, drop it inside this repeat block. Drop it inside both the set and say. We'll say, what are we going to say? Any guesses? So the Aditya told us something just a few minutes back. He mentioned a term. What is it? We'll be using that here. So it's a term. It's a very big term that you learned, I think, in the very first class. Yes, Priyatish.
Concatenation.
Yeah, very good. So why concatenation? Because let me actually write it here. Let's do a comment. So let's say it's the 8 tables, or yeah, 8 tables. So here, if you look at 8, what is 8 here? It's the table, the number you chose. What is 2 here? It's the counter. And what is 16? It's the answer. But x and this equal sign, the multiplication sign and the equal sign are the strings. So now we're going to add a variable. You're joining all of them, joining a variable with a string, with another variable, then a string and a variable. So please do it with me now. Start with join. So first add this variable, table. Then add space x space. Now we'll take another join, put this in the first space. Then now what you add there is the counter. Now you take another join. Here you add it in the first space. In the second space you have a space. You give a space, and then equals and another space. So how much are we done with? So you have table and multiplication sign, then you have counter, then you have the equal sign. Now it's the last step. You take another join. Let's join it here, and after equal we'll be doing the answer. Answer should show. So that is what it will say for I'm going to change it to 1 second, because we have all the tables like from 1 to 10, right? It will come one after the other. So I'm going to change it to 1. So let's see what happens if you do it already. We're not done yet, but it's asking for which times table shall I do. I said 2, and it says 2 multiplied by 1 is 2. That is all it says. But I need it to do this to do it for 1, 2, 3, 4, so on till 10. Also, if you noticed, I just said 1 second. It still showed the 2 into 1 equals 2 for almost 10 seconds. Why? Because of this repeat sign. It repeated this one thing 10 times. So it showed the answer for 10 seconds. We are now left with our last step. So go to set and add it here again inside the repeat block. So you add it there, but you'll change the counter, change it to counter. So set counter 2. What? Set it to what? So now it's doing 2 ones 2, but now we need to go to 2 twos are 4. So how are we going to make the counter change to 1? Remember in the previous class we did the same thing for scores. So we're going to take this operator, which is the plus sign operator. Now go to counter again, pick counter, put it here and say plus 1. Now you add it there. Now let's just go through the code once. Then we'll try how it works. Then we'll check if it's working well or not. We'll preview later, but first let's go through the code itself. So pay attention. So first we say when green flag is clicked. Then we say ask which times table shall I do. So it's asking for which number, which table. So now whatever answer you get is set as the table, variable table. So if I say 8, then it does the 8 times table. Now we have set the counter to 1. Counter here again is like 2 into 1, 2, 3. All of that is counter. Now we say repeat 10 times. So repeat what 10 times? All of it that's falling under this bracket is repeated 10 times. So first, set answer to table into counter, which is 8 into 1. So because counter is 1, it will start with 1. Now we did this, I'm sure you understood this part. We joined all the different variables to come up with this 8 into 216. And finally, we set counter to counter plus 1. So in this case, counter is 1. Now it will set counter to 2 and then it will start from here. That is table into 2. Then it will come back here and because it's 2, it will say 2 plus 1, 3. Then it will come back here and multiply it by 3. Now let's see if this works. So I'm going to start again. So it says which times table shall I choose? Let's say 4. So did you all see that? So were you able to follow and do it yourself?
I have a doubt. Can you show the concatenation part again?
Yeah, sure, definitely. So now look at this. So we have this 8 multiplied by 2 equals 16. So how do we write it? So go to join apple banana. No, that's the block you'll pick. First, you have 8, but 8 keeps changing, right? Based on what the player wants to, what number he wants. So we go to variable and take table, add it there. Now you'll see we're done with this 8 part. Now you need this part, which is the string. So you give a space, then X and a space. Now you're done with this so far. So you need to add this 2. But how to add the 2? Again, you take another join, add this in the first space. Now here, you can't write 2 because that also keeps changing. It's the counter. So add it in place of the counter. Then take another join. So you keep following this process. No matter how long it is, you keep adding it. So now another space and a equal to symbol. Now finally, you add another join, put it here in the first space. And what is 16? It's in terms of variable, it's the answer. So you have it ready. So it's the same thing here. And you to quickly finish it, so you add say, put it inside, and for how many ever seconds you can adjust it. So is it clear now?
Yes, but why did we take the join again at the last?
At the last. When? Okay. You mean I didn't quite understand. Join in the last. Wait,
We
to
already had
answer.
place for the answer, but then again we joined the join part.
Uh, Wait a minute. So you said, okay,
Uh,
okay. So this is what you meant, right? So you have place here for the answer. Is that what you meant?
yes.
But see, how do you join it then? You need to join. Wait, let me add answer here. Let me add answer here. Now, how do I join it how do I join these two things? So that's the reason you need another join. So you can put it here and you can put all of it in one line.
Okay.
Did you understand? Like, is that this part clear now?
Yes. And then why did we add the note? Is that like
No, you don't have to add the note. I simply added it so you can see it for yourself. Like what is it that I'm expecting, and go step by step. Okay, so this is done, then this is done, and two is done, then the equal is done. So you can check it and see it for yourself. It's not necessary.
Thank you, Akka.
Yeah, sure, Aditya. So, Disha, are you done? Have you finished it so far? Can you show it once? I'll stop sharing. Why don't you show what you've done? You can share your screen. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, go ahead. Give a number. Very nice. It's working very well. Very nice. Excellent. So you can stop sharing now. Very nice. So, let me introduce you to another term. So we repeated this 10 times, right? It's a loop. It's happening again and again. So this is called iteration. So, like I told you, there are these three main tools, right, through which you can control what the computer is doing and how it is doing what it's doing. And we learned the first two in our in the previous class. And this is the third tool, iteration or loop. So you have definite loops and indefinite loops. This is a definite loop because we are definite that it should repeat for a certain number of times. We are very sure, we know it. So I know this should repeat for 10 times. But what if I don't know? How is that possible? So if you look at this, repeat, until, or forever. All of these are examples of indefinite. So it can happen always, or it can happen based on a response or a happening or not happening of an event. So it happens, but I don't know now how many times it should happen. So if this is confusing you even a little bit, don't worry, because you will know by the time we finish the second project. So create a new project. You can call this password. So if you all have passwords on your laptops or your devices, then you will know that when you turn on your device, it'll ask you for a password. You give it a password. You enter what you think the password is. Then if it's correct, it opens. If it's incorrect, then it tells you that it's wrong. Please try again. So this is what we will be building now. But how is it an indefinite loop? Because this process repeats itself until you get the password right. But I don't know if you will get the password correct in the first go, or if you will take five chances, or you'll take you'll try 5 times to get the right password. So I am not sure how many times you will take to figure the password out. So that is what we'll do. Again, choose a background, and you can also choose a completely new sprite.
Actually, can you show me the last step of the previous one? If it
Yeah,
is same.
sure. No worries. 1 second. Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Take your time, tell us once you're done, and then we'll move to the next project.
नहीं बाबू जल्दी कार्ड मम्मा मुझ हो ना कार्ड नहीं अड़ो कार्ड
Okay, so shall we move to our next project then? The password part? Okay, very nice. So here it is. We have a protector and a castle. It's protecting us from a griffin and a castle. So let's start as usual. This is literally a first step in almost all the projects we've done so far. But it's not necessary that that should be the first step. You can also all of these can be your first. All of these blocks can be your first steps. So let's start with this. So first, what's the very obvious question you're going to ask now? Based on whatever I narrated to you about what we are doing, so what's the obvious question the griffin should ask? What's your name? What's your favorite color? What's the obvious question it will ask in this case? Look at the title, maybe that'll give you a clue. Diya, Disha, Aditya. Anyone? What is the question the griffin should ask? Is it what's your name? What's your favorite color? Look at the title and maybe answer. Okay. Yes, yes, Diya Disha.
What's the password?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. What's the password? So that is what it will ask for. And wait. So now, firstly, we'll create a variable. We'll call this answer. So you have the answer here. But now let's say set answer to what, as usual. This is something we've done so many times. So we set answer to answer. So the variable answer is set to whatever answer is given to this question, the response. So we're done so far. Here's this next step. You go to control, search for this repeat until and add it here. So repeat until. What is repeat until? It's a loop, but it happens until you get something right, or until this event happens, or until something like this happens. You keep repeating the code that falls inside this bracket. So what is the code that we'll add here? But before that, in the first place, what is it that what is it? What is the main event until which this will repeat? So go to operators, pick this equals operator, relational operator with equal. In the first blank space, add answer. And here, in the place of 50, type your password, whatever your password is. So my password would be, let's say, for the time being, it's Krishna. So that's my password. So we're going to add it here. So what does this mean? Until the answer is Krishna, that is until the password is right, you will keep repeating it. So if I say anything else like Shiva or Vishnu, then it'll keep telling me that it's wrong. So how are we going to do that? In the first place, we go to looks. So say repeat until. So you'll be able to say that is wrong or that is incorrect, whatever you like. So say it for 10 seconds. Then again ask for password. What's the password? So we're doing this again. What's So are we done so far? We're all here. Show me a thumbs up if we're all here. We all here? No? Okay. Please take your time. Okay, very nice. Now we will repeat the same step. That is, set our answer or response. We'll wait a minute. I'm going to duplicate it, this part, and add it here inside. So do you see what's happening? So when you first click it, it'll ask you for your password. Then the answer or the response is set into that variable. If that variable is equal to Krishna, or it's the same as whatever password you have entered, then until then it will keep repeating these process, because see, repeat until. So until this happens, it will repeat it. So let's say this doesn't happen, let's say something else, then it will tell you that this is wrong, this is the wrong password for 2 seconds, and it will again ask you what's the password. Then this new answer is again, you've repeated the same process here. Now until you get this right, it will happen. But what if this happens? That will be our next step. So simply say welcome. Shall we try it now? What's the password? Going to say Krishna. So it says welcome. Let's try again. So what is the password? This time I'm going to say Shiva. So it says that is wrong. Now it's going to ask me for the password again. So this time, let's say Vishnu. So it says that is wrong. And it's on this loop. So it's going to repeat the same block again and again until I get the password correct. And because we can never be sure how many tries I will take to get the password correct, it's an indefinite loop, because I'm not sure of how many times it should repeat. So are we all clear? Does Aditya or Diya, Disha want to, one of you would like to share or show us what you've done? Aditya, would you like to show us this project?
Just a minute, I'm just completing.
Yeah, sure. Please take your time. So once we're done with this, we are going to build a third project for today. And it's a very quick game that you can build. So in the last class, I think we built this game high or low. So here we're building a different game. It's not a number game, but a very different game. Maybe meanwhile, Diya and Disha can show us what they've done. So why don't you share your screen and show it before we see what Aditya has done. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Very nice. Excellent. Very good. Okay. Can stop sharing. Very nice. So Aditya, if you're ready, do you want to share and show us what you've done?
Can you just show the steps once?
Yeah, sure.
Just one.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not able to see the screen.
Oh, 1 second. Let me share it again. Is it visible now?
Yes.
Okay. So you can tell us once you're done and we can move on to the next project. So are you stuck somewhere? Please tell us if you are. Then I can help you with that step.
Actually, I was completing the last project, so I got.
Okay, no worries. Take your time and you can finish this.
I am done. Can I share my screen?
Yes, sure. You can share now. Okay, go ahead. Show, demonstrate it. You're on mute actually, if you're saying something.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay.
Okay. Very nice. Excellent. Very nice. Great job.
Thank you, sir.
Ah, very nice. So we'll build one final project. Again, explaining this almost the same topic, which is indefinite loops, but it's a different kind. And I hope all of you are saving your projects. It's generally, I think it's saved automatically, but maybe check once. So I'm going to call this the follow game. You can give a better name once you understand what the game is about. So we'll have a creature. So I'm going to pick something that flies. Yeah, maybe this dino, which flies. So I'm also going to decrease the size. I hope you all know how to do it. So you have the size. This is the normal size. So if you put something and enter something below 100, then it will become really small. So I think 50 will be good. Yes. And also choose a nice background. I'm going to choose this beach. But when you choose a background and a sprite, and if you think it's necessary that your sprite should look clearly, then see, look at places here. It's kind of getting camouflaged. I can't really see it clearly. So if that is the case, remember to always pick a background where the sprite is clearly visible. Like in this one, it's better than the previous one. Okay, if you're all done until here, let's start. It's a very simple game. I think we'll be done before we even start. Okay, so you take this block where when green flag clicked. Now go back to control, find this repeat until and get it. Join it there. So we'll repeat this until. Now I'll show you something. It's in sensing. Yes, it's in sensing, and you find this very first block, touching mouse pointer. Now add it in this hexagon space. Repeat until touching my mouse pointer. So what does this mean? Basically, if you look at it, our code, all of it that you're coding, is inside this sprite, right? So what we essentially mean when you say touching mouse pointer is that when mouse pointer is touching this sprite. So in this game, until the mouse pointer touches this bird, it or this dino, this keeps repeating whatever code we write. So what's this game about in short? So your mouse pointer is basically running away or escaping from this dino, and this dino is behind your mouse pointer. So it's following the mouse pointer wherever it goes. Okay, so let's build it. We are going to go to motion. I think this is the very first time we're using the motion block. We will use point towards. So again here you see you have a ready block, point towards mouse pointer. Basically it's like following, it's kind of, so here is your mouse pointer and here is the dino. So you're showing it which direction to go to. But you also want it to go there, right? So we'll say move. How many steps? For now, I'll say 5. We look at what speed it is, and then let's decide. So now what we are saying is, so do this until the mouse pointer touches the sprite, right? But what happens once the mouse pointer is touched? Then it's the end of the game, basically. So you can either say game over or I caught you or something like that. So I'm going to just say game over, game over. Let's try once. I'll tell you. Okay, let's start. So if you see this, it's kind of going behind my mouse pointer, but this looks weird because it's rotating and I don't quite like it. It's not looking as I imagined, right? So no worries, you come back here. If you look at this, if you click on direction, right? You will see that you can rotate this, which is okay. So I'm going to just say 90 to bring it back to its original position. Now what you can say is, if you click on this, so it can turn clockwise. But if you click on this, it doesn't turn. It's simply the way it is. But if you click on this, it turns its head. How does it turn its head? It's a mirror image. It just flips the picture. If my mouse is on the right, the head turns to the right. If my mouse is on the left, its head turns to the left. I think that would be the ideal option to choose. Now let us try if this works better. See, now it works better. To make it a little harder, you can try you can try making it faster. How would you make it faster? You remember that option that we used, move 5 steps. So you can make it 10 steps. But now let's see, what if it actually catches me? So it says game over. Let's try it with 10 steps and see what happens. See, it's much faster this time. So you can play around with it. You can also try different options and see how it works. I'm just going to stop and see. Yeah, so see, it says game over. So have you all done it as well with me? Show me a thumbs up if you have. Have you done? Should we wait? Okay, why don't you show us what you've done? Screen share and you can show. Are you screen sharing, Diya or Disha? Okay. Very nice. Why don't you let it catch you? Okay. But are you okay with it rotating this way, like turning all around? If not, you can click, yeah, go there, go to direction, click on direction. Yeah, and click the second option. No, just click on second option. Also look at the number there. You'll see it's 37 something. Just type 90. Remove the negative also, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Bring it back. Now, say start. Uh-oh. Do you want to maybe make it a little smaller? You can also change the size if you wish to. Maybe change it to 30 or 35. It's too small. 35 would be nice, I think. Yeah. Now try. Very nice. Very nice. Great job. Now I can stop sharing.
Can you
So,
show the fourth one?
yeah, sure. Let me do that. Sure. Is it visible?
Yes.
Very nice. Now we have two options. So, do you want to build another fun game? Do it today or we'll do it tomorrow? Or do you want me to teach you how to make a quiz using Scratch? Let's take a vote. So if you want to learn, if you want to do a quiz, raise your hand. And if you want to do build another game, then we'll do it a little later. So if it's a quiz, raise your hand. Okay, I think we have the majority here. Then we'll simply, so see, yeah, so it's not saved.
Can we do quiz?
Yeah, okay, sure, Aditya, we're doing a quiz. Create a new project, name it quiz, or anything that you like. Now, let's start. It's almost as if we're starting with the same thing, always when green flag clicked. Now, why don't you start with a question? So, can someone recommend a question for the quiz? The first. So, we learned two types of questions. One is an open-ended or enter the answer kinds, and one is MCQ based questions. So, let's try with the first one. We'll start first. You go to looks, go to say. Now, You can say Hari Om. Welcome to my quiz game. You can say something like that, or simply say welcome, or let's start the quiz. Say anything like that. Now go to sensing, and as you may have already guessed, we'll ask for something which is, yeah, do you have a question recommendation? It can be anything from who defeated Kamsa to who to what is 2 plus 2. Let's try who defeated Kamsa. Okay. And okay, great. So we're done so far. Do you know the answer to this question? Yeah, one of you can unmute and tell. Yes, please tell me.
Krishna.
Okay, very nice. So now what do I want the quiz to do? So we have an answer. It's Krishna. If I say Krishna, then hopefully it says that's the right answer. But if I say something else like Balarama or Shiva, then it should say that's wrong. And maybe also give me the answer. So let's make this a little fun. I think I'm also going to
Is it
change.
just like the password one?
No, password is loop. This is not a loop. It is using if and else. You're close. Very nice. Very good. I like how you thought about it. So I'm going to change the sprite also to make it fun. You can also choose a different sprite for different for each project. I think I'm going to choose this. Okay. Okay, so we know that this is the question. So there can either, there's only two variations. One is the right answer. Rest every other thing is a wrong answer. So if it's Krishna, then it does something. If anything else is entered, then we will say it's the wrong answer, right? So you go to if and else, add it here. Then go to operators. You can choose this equals to. Now go to sensing again. Take this answer, put it here. And what is the answer to this question? It's Krishna. So I'm going to say Krishna. Put it in here. Then if it's right, if it's Krishna, then say you are correct. You are correct. And that can be set for 2 seconds. But what we are also going to do is add a sound. So if you look at this, you have code, costumes, and sounds. Go to sounds and let's see what sounds they have. I think I'm going to use the tada. So this is how it sounds. 1 second, let me. I hope you heard that. So that's the sound I want it to play in case it's the right answer. So you simply go to this after looks, you have this option sounds. So simply say play tada until done, and you can then say, so now that is done. So if it's the right answer, what if it's not Krishna? Then we'll say it's the wrong answer. So say you are incorrect. For 2 seconds, we'll also play a sound. What should we play? Hmm. That is what we'll play if it's wrong. So go to sound again and say play bonk until done. So let's try this out now. Hari Om, welcome to my quiz game. Who defeated Kamsa? So I'm going to say Krishna. And it says you're correct. And it also plays the music. All right. Now let's try the MCQ question. Firstly, are we done until here? Then we can try the MCQ question. So tell me once you're done, then we can try MCQ questions. It's very similar. It will not take a lot of time. Are we done? Show me a thumbs up if you're done.
Just a minute.
Okay, we'll wait. No worries. Please tell me if you're stuck somewhere or if you have a doubt.
Will this detect uppercase and lowercase, or
I don't think so. I don't think it will. So because it's a name, that's Krishna, so I am hoping it will be an uppercase. So oh, it in fact detects uppercase and lowercase as I'm looking
so
at.
it doesn't matter if you're uppercase or lowercase?
No, it doesn't. Okay.
Just a minute.
Sure. So I'm just going to add another question. It'll be very similar. So we can try it out how it looks. I'm simply going to add another question.
Can you show how to change the sound?
Yeah, sure. So you go to sound, okay, and you can select any sound. There are too many options available. So I just chose bong, or you can choose anything like alert. That's how alert sounds like. Now what you do is simply, let's say if I want to play alert sound. So I'm going to go to sound and you'll get this option, play sound until done. So I'm going to simply drag and drop after you're incorrect. And out of these choose alert or croak, anything you like. And then it will play it for you. Okay?
I'm not able to see the screen.
Uh, I'm not sure why. Is it visible to the rest? Shall I reshare? I think I'll reshare. Just give me a minute. Is it visible now?
Yes.
Hmm. Are we done yet? Okay. I think I'll tell you how the multiple choice questions are done. Uh, let's just say, who is the author of Ramayana? Let's say that is the question. Now what you do is, after the question, you give some space and then you can say option A like this and write your options down like Vedavyasa, and option B Ganesha, option C Valmiki, option D um I think I'll say Narada. Now I'm simply going to say get to this control if else, go to operators. It's just the same except this time we'll not have words, but we will have a letter like A or B, C, D, so on. And I'll simply copy, put it here, copy, and put it here. Okay, now let's just try how this works. Also, if you remember, last time we added tries or guesses. Let me also show you how you can add score. That will be visible here. So you go to variables, make a variable, say score, and you can check on it. So when you tick it or check it, it will be visible here. So say set my variable to, go to the beginning, set score to 0, and go to each question. After the if answer is correct, then say that you're right, play the sound, then also change the variable. We'll add it here. Change my score by 1. But yeah, so you can also either say change by 1 or you can also say set 2. So let's try if this change score by works in the first place. Else you can try uh, changing it to set 2. So let's try. I'm going to begin, such as Hari Om, welcome to my quiz game. I'm going, who defeated Kamsa? Let's say Krishna. So see, the score changed by 1. So now who's the author of Veda Vyasa? I'm going to give a wrong answer. And it says you're incorrect. But the score doesn't change. Now it says who's the author of Ramayana? Option A Vedavyas, option B Ganesha, Valmiki or Narada. I'm going to say option C, but it's incorrect. Why? Go back to the code. You'll see that here I said it's A. So you need to change it to C. Now let's try if it works. Finally, it works. And now you have like score 3. So you can try this out, and another thing that you can try doing is in the end of all of this code, you can say now add another if else, and for the if you can say if score is equals to 3, same thing, like you add the same thing again. You say if score equals 3, then say wow, congratulations, you got all answers right. You can say else, say good job, try again. So something like that. So I'd love to see how you've all done it. Maybe you can record it, and once you're done, you can show it to me. Hari Om. Okay. Before we actually